Hey folks, Tech Photo Dad here, and today we're going to take a look at using the Nikon Z6 for macro photography. We're also going to cover everything else that it takes to make a studio macro shot. From the camera, the Nikon Z6, to the lens, the Sigma 105 macro. You got your tripod. I'm using the Manfrotto 190 Pro. You've also got your lighting. I've got some newer LEDs here, back here, and then I've got another little Sokani X21. And then you've also got your backdrop if you need one, and then some work holding such as these little helping hands. They do a lot, including holding your backdrop and your subject. So with the Z6, it's a full frame camera. It's mirrorless, which means you get live view whenever you take a picture. So what you see is what you get, and it doesn't cut out like a DSLR, where the mirror has to flip down and temporarily cut off your vision of the subject for a split second. Also, just as a peace of mind thing, Nikon pushes out updates fairly regularly for the Z6 and Z7. So the Z6 is part 1 of this beautiful duet, and part 2 is this guy right here. It's the Sigma 105 macro lens, and the reason that it is awesome is because it is an autofocusing macro lens. It is not manual. You don't need to sit there and do one of these numbers to find everything. It will actually autofocus for you. Now you can shift it to manual, and I do sometimes, but for using the focus shift ability of the Z6, you need this. For lighting, I generally keep with me the Sokani X21. It's a cheap little small form factor, no nonsense light. Really, turn it on. Oh, so bright, and it's only at 50% power. You can change the power by little buttons up here, and then turn it on. Good stuff. It does come with a couple little diffusers, so pop one of these bad boys on, and now it's daylight. And the other light source that I don't have with me, hang on just a second. Is this bad boy right here. It's model NL480. Now for work holding, you can use whatever you need to prop up your subject or to hold it. I have chosen this. It's originally I think it was for like PCB soldering and computer parts, but these 4 arms with the alligator clips on the end of it and rubberized ends hold things so well. So you can put I don't know, a flower right here like we did previously, and then hold your background right here, take your photo of it, boom. So to begin with, so your work holder down, and then for this shot I'm going to do one of those water droplet shots where we've got the leaf and then the flower, and probably the background of some kind. I think for this shot, I'm just going to use this piece of foam cord and prop it up like so. Next, we're going to use a flower. So for this, these little tighteners right here are nice if you need to rotate it around. And then whenever you're happy, just tighten her down. And now for the leaf. We're going to do something like this. Keep the same over here. Just kind of play with it until you get something that's what you're going for. So for this part, very important, paper towel. Place it under here, makes cleanup a breeze. And then we have our needle here. One thing to note, it is not sharp. This is just a flat-ended needle so that we can do this. Bam. And bam. Careful. Careful. Yeah. So now we've got our backdrop. We've got our flower, our subject with the water droplets, and now we gotta light it. The tough part is that you don't necessarily want to light the subject area right here so much as you want to light up the flower. So here's where that little Sokani X21 comes in handy. Turn that bad boy on and just place it in here. And then we're also going to adjust the overall studio lighting to help us out here. So all I did here was I noticed that the leaf where I had it was cupped, and if you put any water droplets in here, you're not going to see what's past it. So I simply flip it upside down and then spent like the last 5 minutes putting these 3 droplets up. So the problem normally is if you want one good shot, you have to pick on what to focus on. Like my camera right here can't focus. So if you want to focus on one droplet, some of the other droplets will fall out of focus. So let's just pick one. That seems pretty good. And let's take this shot. Okay, so once you got your subject and flower and everything in place, you want to go to your Z6 and then go over to the menu. Go down to the photo shooting menu, press right, press up twice, and then you're here to the focus shift shooting. Press enter, number of shots. Let's go 60, focus step. I generally leave it between 5 and 7. So 6 will be fine. No intervals until next shot. We just wanted to rattle them off right away. And then go up here to start, and okay. So in the first shot where we took one photo, no focus shift, anything like that, we can see where the problem lies of taking one picture in the world of macrophotography. The focal plane is so small that if you move it by just a little bit, something else goes out of focus. Move it back a little bit, this goes out of focus. And you back and forth, you know, it creates problems. And that's where the Z6 really shines with the focus shift. It will take a picture of this focal plane and then use an autofocus lens to shift that back a little bit, take a picture of that, so on and so forth. And then that's where you can stack them all together in another third-party program such as Lightroom and Photoshop and get something like this. So thanks for joining me today. If you're on the fence about anything as far as like camera shopping for macrophotography, I would check out the Nikon Z6 or Z7. Z7 is probably the better choice, but I picked the Z6 because it can also work as a video camera. Z7, it's really into the photography aspect. So if you're going with just macrophotography, probably go with the Z7. But you can decide for yourself. Links will be in the description down below for the Z6, Z7, and all of the equipment that I've used today. And I know there's probably questions about the whole focus shifting and layers and such, and Lightroom and Photoshop. We'll cover those in the next video. And if you have any recommendations or suggestions for things that you want to see, not just with macro photography, I know this is like 2 videos back to back with that, but it's just something that kind of flowed into each other. But if you have any suggestions as far as other photography subjects or technology subjects as they pertain to photography, let me know down in the comments below. Thank you guys so much. I would appreciate it if you liked or commented or subscribed or all three. Have a wonderful day, and we'll see you in the next one. One of these